Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're well and I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. Pips of Persia here, coming to you with another weekly market outlook video, preparing you for the trading week of 6th of May 2019 to 12th of May 2019. Again, before we get started, as usual, disclaimers. These setups are purely for educational purposes and by no means require any action. Your capital is at risk. Never risk more than what you're willing to lose. Past profits do not guarantee future results. Goes without saying, from the pairs that I'll be analyzing, make sure to take notes, make sure to take screenshots if you agree with the analysis. Come back to it in a few days and see how it played out. If you disagree with my analysis, please stick to your own analysis and learn from your own analysis. That's the best way for you to learn in the Forex market, in my opinion. Make sure to join my Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in the description. I will be sending updates for these pairs on my Telegram, and if I happen to analyze a pair that is not covered in this video, I will also be sending that on my Telegram channel. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started by looking at the economical calendar for the coming week. So last week was NFP week, and there was some other stuff happening last week as well. I expect this week for the markets to be moving quite fast. I expect this week to be a week that a lot of big moves can potentially happen this week. We have a huge amount of Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar news on Tuesday and Wednesday. Bear in mind that if we have a news for Australian dollar, it will be affecting the New Zealand dollar pairs and vice versa. If we have a news for New Zealand dollar, you would have to make sure your Australian dollar pairs are secure as well as your New Zealand dollar pairs. Okay, Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar as currencies, they are correlated. So keep an eye on all of these news over here because every single one of these can suddenly shift the market very, very quickly and can potentially take you out. So make sure your trades are safe when it comes to these news. Some more high impact news for Canadian dollar, US dollar, Thursday and Friday as well. So definitely something to keep an eye on as well. Now, I have quite a few pairs analyzed, so I'm going to be talking through the pairs kind of very, very quickly. I'll try and give detailed breakdown as much as I can. Let's start with Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. This analysis is mostly done on the 4-hour time frame. What I can see kind of to start with is this trend line that we have over here. I've had one touch of the trend line down there, second touch over here, and a third touch of the trend line over here. Upon the third touch of the trend line on a 4-hour time frame, I have gotten multiple long wicks to the downside. All of these are potential reversal signal. All of these long wicks that you see to the downside, they are very, very strong potential reversal signals. On top of that, the market has actually tapped off this previous reversal zone as well. So it's quite a few confirmation coming together, as well as we do have some indicator divergence or convergence, whatever you want to call it, meaning the market has created a lower low. However, our MACD has created a higher high over here. So I am looking for a buy position on Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar, provided next week the market doesn't break and close below this trend line. Okay, if we close below this trend line, my attitude will potentially change. Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Similar story to AUD CAD. We do have this previous reversal zone that I have marked up over here, this zone, where we have tapped off again. We've gone price action upon touching that zone, and we have gotten a very clear divergence, convergence, whatever you want to call it. So this is, in my opinion, pointing to a potential buy as well. However, from what I can see for AUD JPY is that we haven't actually tapped off the major zone for reversal for AUD JPY, which is this zone down here. In my opinion, this is the zone that a lot of buy orders will potentially enter the market at. So if we don't get a move up all the way to the high zone marked over here, then what I would expect to potentially happen for Australian dollar versus Japanese yen is some sort of a move up to satisfy the reversal zone and the convergence that we've gotten from our MACD, a continuation to the downside to tap off the major reversal zone, and then the move back up after that. So definitely something I'll be keeping an eye on for this week. Australian dollar versus New Zealand dollar. It looks as though we are coming to create this inverted head and shoulder formation over here. And I am simply waiting for a reaction off a key fib level being the 61.8. and it lines up with all of these previous reversals that I'm seeing in the market over here. So provided we come down and react to the 61.8 Fibonacci and get a nice price action, then I'll potentially be looking for some buy orders for Australian dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc analysis on hourly. Okay, so on the hourly time frame, what I can see for CAD CHF is that it looks as though we are creating this bearish flag formation. So we've got an impulse, and the market is giving us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave for the continuation of said flag. Okay, so goes without saying, flag as an impulse. Then the market goes within the flag. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move within the flag for the continuation of the flag. Now, the fifth move, in my opinion, is likely to be satisfied around this previous reversal zone marked over here, as well as tapping off the key fib level being the 61.8 level, okay, from Fibonacci drawn from up here to down here. So provided I get a move up to the Fibonacci level, to 61.8, and to this reversal zone, I will be looking for sell positions down to this hourly trend line. Okay, down to this hourly trend line drawn over here. Now, if I get a move down there, potentially the minus 27 Fibonacci will be satisfied for the bearish move. And then after that, I will be looking for buy orders for Australian dollar versus the Swiss franc. So definitely something I'll be keeping an eye on around Tuesday, Wednesday. Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen. On a 4-hour time frame, we have, this is actually quite similar to the Australian dollar pairs. 4-hour time frame, we've tapped off this previous reversal zone. It looks as though every time the market comes within this zone, automatic buy orders are activated for CHF JPY, pushing the market up. Once over here, second time over here, sudden massive move up. So we've actually tapped off that zone again, multiple long wicks to the downside, and on top of that, the indicator and the market are going the complete opposite ways. Okay, indicators creating higher highs, whereas the market is creating lower lows. So I do expect this kind of, again, convergence, divergence, whatever. I expect it to be satisfied. For that to happen, I would like to see a move to the upside. So CHF JPY is definitely a pair that I'll be keeping an eye on for a potential move to the upside. Euro versus Australian dollar. This is a kind of move that I was expecting to happen last week for me to get a move down to the fib level and the continuation to the upside. That didn't really kind of complete itself last week, but I honestly do believe that this move is still valid. On a 4-hour time frame, it looks like we are still looking to tap off the key fib level being 61.8 and react to the trend line as well. So provided this move happens, provided I get a decline to the downside, to tap off the trend line, tap off the key fib level, I will be looking for potential buy orders up to the minus 27 or even the minus 61.8 for Euro versus Australian dollar. Euro versus Canadian dollar. On a daily time frame, or a weekly time frame? On a weekly time frame, if you remember, we were looking at this shooting star formation. We have gotten a lot of long wicks to the upside on a weekly time frame. There's a lot of sell pressure entering the market. However, at the same time, there's also some sudden buy orders being activated for Euro CAD, pushing the market up. So we haven't actually gotten that smooth decline to the downside. So what I would expect to happen for Euro versus Canadian dollar is for us to get one final push up to that trend line before the major decline starts, before we get a nice decline to satisfy. If you remember, we were talking about this daily head and shoulder formation. That daily big head and shoulder formation. So I would like to see another move to the upside before we get the major decline. However, the structure of the market kind of in general, this structure that looks like it's forming over here, I don't really like the looks of this. This could be classified as a bullish flag formation. So for me to go ahead and enter a very kind of safe sell, I would like to see a very clear price action when the market reaches the trend line. Provided I get that, I would be entering a sell very comfortably. Euro versus New Zealand dollar. I have two scenarios for this currency pair. First scenario is for the market to react to this trend line and Fibonacci level drawn. So the trend line, I can see that we have gotten a reaction once down here. Second time over here, looking to push down to react to the Fibonacci drawn from this low to that high and react to the trend line again for the potential bullish move. potentially bringing us to minus 61.8, which is around the highest daily closure that we have gotten in the past. Okay, I do expect that to happen. However, if we do get a clear break of the trend line and we don't react to 61.8 or 71% Fibonacci, if we get a nice closure, nice daily closure below the trend line, not a small daily closure, no, I would expect it to be a very dominant daily closure below the trend line, I would be potentially waiting for a flag formation, waiting for some sort of a pullback, and potentially entering sell positions. I'll be keeping an eye on this pair, and I'll be sending updates for this pair on my Telegram channel as well. Pound versus the Australian dollar. Last week, what happened for pound is that all of a sudden we got a very strong bullish momentum across the board for pound, pushing the market up. Even some currency pairs that looked very kind of clear for a potential sell. Now, I don't really expect that massive momentum that we got towards the end of the week across the pound pairs. I don't really expect that to be a very dominant move to the upside, a very long-term move to the upside. I honestly do think that move that we have gone to the upside is a fake out, is a complete fake move, and the market will be reversing just as fast as it went up. However, for me to be entering sell positions goes without saying. I need to have clear technicals. For pound Australian, the clear technicals that I can see would be a reaction off of this 4-hour key level, okay, where we have seen a previous reversal zone over here for a massive drop. So I would like to see a reaction off of the same level, provided we get a nice price action over there. I would be very comfortable entering a sell position. Pound versus Canadian dollar is a similar story. So this high marked over here, again, as you can see, we've got a spike up. Again, very, very similar story to pound Australian, expecting a move up to react to that key fib level, give us price action for the decline. If we close above the key level on a daily time frame, then I'm going to be very careful taking sell positions. Pound versus Swiss franc, again, same story, key level, expecting a potential decline. I do believe for pound Swiss franc, we could be coming into some very nice divergence as well. So I'm just trying to figure out what time frame it was. It was a daily time frame that I was looking at this divergence. So the market is looking like it's going to remain flat over there or just create a little new high. However, I highly doubt our MACD will be following as fast as the market would be going up, if that makes sense. So I do believe that this divergence will be kicking in towards midweek. So provided I have that divergence and I have a reaction off of this previous reversal zone and price action, I'll be entering kind of very, very safe, in my opinion, sell positions. Pound versus Japanese yen. So on a daily time frame, as you can see, I've marked up this line, this horizontal line, key daily level. Why? Because this level that I have marked up on a daily time frame, 146.7 to be exact, is the highest daily closure we've gone in the past over there. And even before that, we've seen multiple reactions on that key level over here, over here. Even if I go further on in the past, I can see reactions off of this level as well. Looks like a very dominant level in the market to me. So I would be expecting the market to reverse anywhere within the daily key level and the zone that I have marked up over here. Now, don't get me wrong, this is quite a big zone to be looking at. In my opinion, this could easily increase your stop loss by about 20 to 30 pips. So this is where price action comes into play. I would have to see a clean tap off of the key daily level. However, if I don't get price action at key daily level, I will be expecting the market to climb up a little bit higher and then give us price action. In general, however, I will be remaining bearish on GBP JPY. Pound New Zealand, after about 3 weeks or so, finally we got the push up to the daily zone that we were talking about. And the daily zone is this highest previous reversal zone marked up over there. Okay, we have got a clear reversal over there. And now we have pushed into the same level and the Fibonacci level. Not only that, I believe it was a 12-hour time frame I was looking at. It looks like we have come into some divergence as well for Pound New Zealand on a very, very high time frame. So I would be expecting a very kind of smooth decline. This whole structure over here looks like a kind of clear bearish flag structure to me. So there's quite a few confirmations for potential. So we have the market structure, we have the divergence, we have key fib level, we have previous reversal zone. I would like to see a very, very nice decline for pound versus the New Zealand dollar to the downside. This could be a very nice move to the downside that I'll definitely be keeping an eye on for this week. New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. The analysis is identical to what we went through last week, where this kind of previous reversal zone was marked up, where we've seen, actually I believe this was on a daily time frame, where we have we've got some clear reversals around this zone over here, over here, over here, over here, and even reactions, small reactions on a daily time frame over here. So I would really, really like to see the market give us one final push up. This move, I expected it to be satisfied last week. Didn't happen, no worries. So I would really like to see a push to the upside to give us a reaction of the key fib level being around 71%, and the reversal zone that we were just talking about. Provided this move happens, we should be able to get a very, very nice divergence on our MACD as well. Something like this. So again, definitely another move that I'll be keeping an eye on for a bearish New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar, provided we do get the move to the upside. And US dollar versus Swiss franc. Again, this is also similar to what was shared last week. However, the move didn't happen last week. On a daily time frame, we ended up getting almost a hammer formation over there. However, Friday ended up closing as a bearish engulfing as well. So I do still have hope for a potential move to the downside to retest the broken through longer term trend line as we went through last week, which is this trend line over here. Okay. And on top of that, potentially react to this other trend line drawn over here, tap off the neckline of the head and shoulder formation, of the inverted head and shoulder formation over here for a potential move to the upside. I am almost not willing to take any other buy positions for US dollar versus Swiss franc if this move doesn't happen. I'm looking at quite a few different pairs. So if this doesn't make the move, then I'm not really fussed. I'm not really worried. I haven't really got any clear analysis for gold kind of just yet for this week. The 1295 level that we were looking at was not tapped off last week. So I'm gonna have to take gold kind of as it comes to me. I'm not sure about a swing position for gold like the one that we actually wrote down from 1310. I'm not really sure about a potential swing position for gold. However, saying that, if we do get a move to the trend line again, okay, the trend line, the fib level, it is very, very likely that that move will be followed by a bearish move. The reason why I say that is because on a 4-hour time frame, most likely we will come into some divergence for our MACD. So if we get a move up there, I highly doubt the MACD will follow as quickly as the market will be going up. So I do believe that this divergence will start to creep in if we do get a move up. And that is one potential scenario for a longer term position on gold. However, I can't see anything more clear on gold just yet. So I'm going to have to take more kind of intraday trades for gold. Final analysis for the crypto lovers. I have been kind of looking at Bitcoin, and what I can kind of see on a daily time frame for Bitcoin, this is more, again, kind of intraday perspective. For Bitcoin, let me just put the visibility on daily over here. On a daily time frame for Bitcoin, the 6,000 mark was actually tapped off. However, that has brought us up to this previous reversal zone. Looking at it from a technical perspective first, it has brought us to this kind of previous reversal zone. Not only that, on a daily time frame, we've got a huge divergence on MACD. Very, very big divergence on our MACD. Now, cryptocurrency is very, very volatile. So, especially if you're trading it on a wrong broker. So please don't even think about trading cryptocurrency if you have only been trading Forex so far. Only be trading this on demo for now. It goes with other pairs as well, really. So what I'm expecting for Bitcoin to happen is for us to get a push down. I do believe that this sudden move to the upside has scared some people into looking to buy Bitcoin, people thinking that potentially the next big wave for Bitcoin is going to come right now, and a potential move to the downside will actually trap all the buyers, which is something that is quite likely to happen for Bitcoin. So I do expect a potential move to the downside somewhere around the 5,000 to 5,200 mark. And this could be a really, really nice about 500 to 700 pip move, or 700 to 1,000 pip move to the downside. However, as I mentioned, please only be trading this on demo account. Trade at your own risk, basically. Bitcoin is very, very volatile. Make sure you have correct risk management for it. So it's just kind of an idea for Bitcoin, just an educational idea for you guys for Bitcoin. Now, these are all of the pairs that I will most likely be focusing on for this week. Goes without saying, if your analysis disagrees with my analysis in any way, please stick to your own analysis. There is no need to there's no need to think my analysis in any way is better than yours or anything. If your analysis disagrees with mine, please stick to it. I'm going to, again, as usual, wait for London session, New York session, potentially even on Tuesday, as tomorrow is bank holiday. On Tuesday to potentially see how the market reacts to the weekend, reacts to the bank holiday, and take some positions then. I'll be sending updates for these pairs on my Telegram, as mentioned, so make sure to join it. I'll leave the link in the description. And let me know what you guys think of the analysis. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree in any way. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to know your guys' view on the pairs that I have had analyzed over here. I understand that I went through the pairs quite quickly. Main reason for that is the full breakdown of every single pair and how I kind of do top-down analysis will only be available to the private members that I work with. It's a paid subscription service, as a disclaimer. I should be mentioning that. But have an amazing week. Stick to your trading plan. Stick to correct risk management, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. I have had bad experience when I started with Bitcoin, and that was when I first started trading. So I do not want you guys to go through that. Only try it on demo for now. But have an amazing trading week, and let's catch some pips. Let's get it.